The truth is terrifying, because this story begins with a being who could rewrite existence, suddenly deciding he didn't want to play fair anymore. And the moment the Beyonder changed his mind, everything, every universe, every hero, every law of reality, became meaningless. This wasn't a war. It was an execution waiting to happen. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed, because today, we're diving into a what-if so dangerous, even Marvel refuses to explore it. The Beyonder was never meant to understand emotion. He was never meant to feel desire, anger, betrayal, or hunger. He was supposed to simply observe. But then he met humanity, and humanity taught him something he was never designed to process. He learned what it meant to want more. This is the story of the moment the Beyonder's curiosity turned into obsession, and obsession turned into betrayal so catastrophic, it broke the multiverse in half. The Beyonder watched heroes for years, watched their victories, watched their failures, watched their stubborn refusal to give up, even when hope was microscopic. He admired them, he envied them, but he also feared something. He feared that one day they would outgrow him, that they would challenge him, that they would stop worshiping his every move. And for a being who was accustomed to being the center of everything, that fear was unbearable. So he created a plan, not to test them, not to challenge them, but to erase the possibility that any being would ever rise high enough to make him feel insecure again. It started small. A star disappears. A cosmic barrier dissolves. A watcher suddenly goes silent. No one noticed. No alarms. No warnings. But Doctor Strange did. He sensed the rhythm of the multiverse glitch, like a heartbeat skipping every other beat. At first he thought it was Kong, or Dormammu, or some new cosmic parasite feeding on dimensional boundaries. But the truth was worse. One night, Strange opened his eyes in meditation and saw a figure standing in the sanctum. Quiet. Still. Smiling. The Beyonder. "Stephen," he said, voice dripping with confidence. "I finally understand the beauty of endings." Strange's soul froze. There was something different in the Beyonder's voice. A sharpness. A hunger. A certainty. "The multiverse," the Beyonder murmured, "is too cluttered. Too noisy. Too unpredictable. I'm going to fix that." And before Strange could react, the Beyonder snapped his fingers. Not to kill. Not to destroy. But to erase Strange's memory. The sorcerer blinked, and the Beyonder was gone. That was the first betrayal. But it would not be the last. What the heroes didn't know, what none of them could know, was that the Beyonder had already chosen his first target. Someone he believed would challenge him one day. Someone he believed needed to be removed before the universe realized what was coming. A god. Odin felt it before anyone. A pressure in the fabric of Yggdrasil. A ripple of hostile intent brushing against every realm. He gathered the Allfather's power, prepared for war. But the Beyonder didn't attack Asgard with an army. He attacked with a question. He appeared before Odin and asked, "Why do you cling to a universe that refuses to stay obedient?" Odin lifted Gungnir. "Because it's alive," he growled, "and life resists tyrants." The Beyonder smiled. A cold, almost amused smile. And with one gesture, he froze Odin mid-breath. Locked him in a state between moments. Not dead. Not alive. Just paused, like a single frame of a broken film. Thor felt Odin disappear and charged toward the throne room. But when he burst through the doors, he found only one figure waiting. The Beyonder. Thor swung Mjolnir with thunderous fury, a strike that could shatter mountains. But the Beyonder didn't block it. He just looked at the hammer and whispered, "No." Reality bent. Mjolnir stopped an inch from his face, frozen like Odin. Thor couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. The Beyonder leaned close and said, "You were next on my list, Odinson. But I've changed my mind. You need to live long enough to see everything you love fall." Then he released Thor, only to teleport him to the ruins of a realm the Beyonder had already wiped clean. A graveyard of galaxies. Thor screamed in horror. And across space, the Beyonder smiled again. Because next on his list was Earth. Not to destroy it, but to make every hero watch what betrayal truly feels like. The Beyonder arrived on Earth not with fire, but with kindness. He resurrected dead heroes, He cured diseases. He stabilized tectonic plates. He made oceans clean again. Humanity worshipped him. The Avengers hesitated. The X-Men were suspicious. And the Illuminati were terrified. Tony Stark analyzed every molecule of the Beyonders' gifts. Every sample told the same story. "This isn't kindness," Tony whispered. "It's conditioning." Then the unthinkable happened. The Beyonders summoned every hero across the planet. A peaceful request. One they could not refuse. He floated above New York and addressed them like a god speaking to ants. "You've always believed in free will. Choice. Destiny. But free will is messy. And destiny is fragile." His eyes glowed with impossible power. "So today, I free you from the burden of choice." The heroes braced for an attack. But the Beyonder didn't attack. He silenced every superpower on Earth. Thor lost his strength. Cyclops lost his beams. Steve Rogers felt older than time. The world fell to its knees. And the Beyonder whispered, "I have betrayed you all to save you from yourselves." The heroes stand powerless. Thor is stranded in a cosmic graveyard. Odin is frozen outside time. And the Beyonder? He's only just beginning. Because next, he plans to rewrite the laws of existence. Permanently. The sky cracked open. Not with lightning. Not with fire. But with silence so heavy it crushed hope like glass. The Beyonder's betrayal was complete. Every hero stood powerless. Every god was humbled. Every realm trembled. But the worst part? He wasn't doing this out of rage. He was doing it with love. Twisted, broken love for a universe he believed needed control. If you're still here, make sure you're subscribed, because this is the moment the Marvel Universe truly breaks. By now, the Beyonder had crippled Asgard, silenced Earth's powers, and rewritten the rules of existence. But even after crushing gods and humbling legends, he wasn't finished. Because his final goal wasn't domination. It was purification. He wanted to prune the imperfect branches of reality. To leave behind a single universe, one shaped by his vision. One where no hero could rise high enough to question him. One where no villain could threaten him. One where he alone determined the meaning of existence. And to do that, he would need to erase everything else. The first to rise again was Tony Stark. He crawled across the rubble of New York, clutching a powerless arc reactor. His armor had become nothing but scrap metal. His mind, however, was racing. If the Beyonder turned off our powers, maybe we can turn him off too. Reed Richards arrived seconds later, battered, exhausted, and furious. "He didn't remove our powers," Reed whispered. "He rewrote the rulebook." Tony blinked. "Meaning what?" "Meaning we're playing chess with a god, who can rewrite the board with every move." The two greatest minds in the universe sat in silence. And for the first time in years, neither had a plan. But somewhere far from Earth, in a realm between life and memory, a god was waking up. Not Odin. Not Thor. Someone the Beyonder forgot to consider. The living tribunal is balance. He is judgment. He is the multiverse's immune system. And the Beyonder had infected the multiverse with chaos. The tribunal opened 3 golden eyes. He sensed the collapsing branches of reality. He sensed the imprisoned Odin. He sensed Thor screaming across dead stars. And he sensed the Beyonder rewriting laws he had no right to touch. This imbalance, the tribunal whispered, must be corrected. But as the tribunal prepared to descend upon the Beyonder, he felt something he had never felt before. Resistance. The Beyonder looked up at the multiversal heavens and smiled. You woke up." The tribunal roared through the cosmos. "Cease this madness, Beyonder." "Why would I?" the Beyonder asked. "Perfection requires sacrifice. Release the realms. Release the heroes." "No," the Beyonder said. "I am giving them peace." The tribunal raised a hand. Light brighter than 1,000,000,000 suns flooded existence. And then, the light flickered and died. The tribunal stopped, stunned. Powerful, beyond powerful, but blocked. The Beyonder chuckled. "You're not the only one who can upgrade." He stepped forward, touched the tribunal's mask. And for the first time in cosmic history, the living tribunal stepped back. And that's when the Beyonder revealed his true betrayal. Not of the heroes, not of the gods, but of reality itself. The Beyonder raised his hands. Reality peeled away like burning paper. Dimensions collapsed. Time buckled. And beneath existence was a machine. A cosmic engine older than eternity. A structure even the tribunal rarely acknowledged. The multiversal loom. Every timeline. Every universe. Every choice. All threads woven into infinite possibility. And the Beyonder was tearing it apart. The tribunal thundered in rage. You dare touch the loom? I'm not touching it, the Beyonder whispered. I'm replacing it. He reached into his own chest and pulled out a glowing shard, a piece of himself. His essence, his soul, his power. He inserted it into the loom. And suddenly, universes began dying in waves. One by one, snuffed out like candles. Stop this, the tribunal commanded. I can't, the Beyonder said, because I'm not destroying the multiverse. He smiled. I'm upgrading it. A single perfect universe. No flaws. No chaos. No free will. The tribunal attacked. And the Beyonder didn't even flinch. He erased the tribunal from every reality. At the same time, gone. Forgotten. Unmade. A being who judged gods, erased like dust. With the tribunal gone, only one force remained powerful enough to confront the Beyonder. Heroes? Helpless. Gods. Scattered. Cosmic beings? Fleeing. Only one entity could still intervene. Not eternity. Not the Celestials. Not even the one above all. But something far more unpredictable. Something the Beyonder never expected to survive. In the cosmic graveyard where Thor was abandoned, lightning flickered. A weak spark. Then another. Then a pulse that shook dead galaxies. Thor rose, trembling, broken, powerless. But not alone. Another figure stood behind him, wounded, but alive. The Phoenix Force. Its fire dim. Its wings cracked. Its voice trembling. But alive. The Beyonder tried to unmake me, the Phoenix whispered. But destruction is my playground. Thor stared, stunned. You survive? I always survive, it replied. Life always finds a way back. Thor clenched his fists. No power. No hammer. No hope. The Phoenix agreed. But we have one thing the Beyonder doesn't. What? A flaw. The Phoenix's eyes flared. He wants perfection. And nothing in existence is more unpredictable than imperfect life. A plan began to form. A desperate gamble. A suicidal mission. Because the Phoenix revealed something horrifying. The Beyonder didn't just betray the heroes. He betrayed himself. When he put part of his essence into the multiversal loom, he made himself incomplete. And that missing piece, the Phoenix murmured, can destroy him. Thor stepped forward. So we take it. We tear it out, the Phoenix said. And we end him. The Phoenix wrapped Thor in flame. Not restoring his power, but shaping his essence into something new. Not a god, not a host, but a weapon. Together, they streaked toward Earth, now glowing with Beyonder energy, reality bending like liquid metal around it. The Beyonder hovered above the planet, weaving his new universe. He didn't even notice Thor and Phoenix arrive. Not at first. But then, a spark touched his shoulder. Thor, breathing hard, barely standing. The Beyonder turned, curious. You survive? Thor spat blood. Aye. And you still challenge me? Thor raised a fist wrapped in Phoenix fire. Aye. The Beyonder sighed. Very well. Show me your final defiance. Thor launched himself forward. The Phoenix ignited every atom in his body. The sky screamed with power. And for the first time, the Beyonder stepped back. Not from fear. From surprise. Because Thor wasn't attacking him. Thor was tearing open the Beyonder's chest, reaching for the missing shard connected to the loom. The Beyonder roared. Stop. The Phoenix's voice thundered. Perfection was your mistake. Thor grabbed the shard. And ripped. Reality cracked. The Beyonder screamed, a sound that shredded dimensions. Then, silence. The Beyonder fell. His body turned to dust. His throne melted. His perfect universe shattered. The multiversal loom snapped back into chaos, burning, tangled, unstable. But alive. The heroes regained their powers. Odin restarted mid-breath. The tribunal reappeared, weakened, but functional. Thor collapsed, unconscious. The Phoenix vanished into flame. Earth was safe. But the multiverse? It would take eternities to stabilize. And in the cracks of the loom, something moved. Something born from the Beyonder's betrayal. Something that inherited a piece of his power. Something watching, waiting, evolving. A new threat, a new possibility, a new Beyonder.